according to the ITV website, is about the everyday lives of ordinary folk living in a northern town called Weatherfield. Everyday and ordinary? Coronation Street? I don't know what you say to that except lol. It isn't even at the best of times, but particularly this week, which consisted of 5 nightly specials that had to be screened at 9 p.m. They were so dark and demented. They weren't even like ordinary episodes of Coronation Street. Friday's show was on at the same time as The Bridge, for instance, but not as violent and twisted. Well, not quite anyway. Even veteran residents considered tonight's events were out of the ordinary. "It's all going on today, isn't it?" cooed Gail. Shona admonished her, but unusually, David Platt sided with his mother, acknowledging, "She's got a point. To be fair, it was all going on." Anna Windass killed Pat Phelan, stabbing him in the chest, but not before Phelan shot his daughter Nicola inadvertently, during a struggle in her living room, and Michelle Connor very deliberately, in the bistro just as she was about to get married, which if nothing else ruined the wedding photos. Pat Phelan's high-octane finale was intercut with developments in the storylines involving David being raped by Josh, Aidan Connor committing suicide, and Rosie Webster foiling cocaine dealer Antoine's scheme to trick fashion model Olivia into acting as what Gemma Winter called a «drugs donkey mule». Very ordinary. Coronation Street shouldn't be this exciting, and mixing serious issues like male rape and suicide with the pantomime villain caricature of Pat Phelan was inadvisable. But having said that, the denouement of his reign of terror was terrific. It was certainly more cinematic than even the most ambitious, indulgent EastEnders specials. Tonight didn't feature anything as spectacularly, quintessentially, Mancunian as Thursday's 90-second segment of Joy Division's Atmosphere, playing as Phelan walked down the middle of Coronation Street preparing to go into Eileen's house to see his daughter Nicola and his newborn grandson Zach. But the scene with Anna Windass walking down the famous Ginnel, following the blood trail Phelan had left as he carried Nicola to get help after he'd shot her, was quietly effective. "She's dying," he yelled, bursting into the bistro where Michelle and Robert were getting married. Pat's uncharacteristic appeal for help from the Weatherfield locals didn't last long. He rejected their attempts to call an ambulance by threatening, "If I see anyone else with a phone I will start shooting," and convincing them and us that he meant it too. "She needs surgery now or she's going to die," insisted the doctor. "No, you are going to save her," Phelan countered. "Pat. She's your daughter," Robert implored. Yeah, he knew that. Driven along by some formidable performances, particularly Conor McIntyre as Phelan, it fizzed along at a pace that managed not to become preposterous à la Walford. Even when Phelan announced, "I need a hostage," it was when he dragged Michelle into the bistro's kitchen that he discovered someone was waiting for him. "You?" he muttered. "Yeah, me," said Anna Windass defiantly, plunging a knife into his chest as he shot Michelle and just standing there staring at him watching the effect. Phelan's actual demise was nicely done. When he went to pull the blade out, the doctor cried out to stop him, "That's keeping you alive right now," but Pat did it anyway, growling with relish, "Let's make sure it's you that goes down for murder." "At least I'm going to die happy knowing you'll rot in jail for this." "You were going to shoot her," replied Anna. "And even if you weren't, I'd still have done it. It would have been worth every second, definitely." Michelle was slumped on the floor, bleeding, but still managed to gasp that she would back Anna up. "People like you don't get to win," Anna snarled spitefully into Phelan's face. "Now we're finished here, I'm going to go out and meet my grandson and we're going to forget you ever existed. I win." Seconds later, the wild light in Phelan's eyes going blank told us this time he was really dead. Anna Windass will now be known forevermore as Anna Bada ***. The rest of the street watched Nicola being carried into an ambulance. "What if she dies?" asked Gary Windass, who had brought Phelan back into the street. "It's okay," Sarah Platt assured him. "It's not though, is it?" said Gary. "No, not really. You'd think even Sarah Lou would see that." In fact, tonight's show proved Corey is far from everyday.